Hello and welcome to Aspirants, our YouTube channel for competitive exams. This is the second video in our series of videos on Indian nationalism. Let us see what we have in part 2 of national movement. Nationalism in India. In part 2, we will learn about the idea of Satyagraha and major Gandhian ideologies. The idea of Satyagraha. Mahatma Gandhi had successfully fought the racist regime with a novel method of mass agitation, which he called Satyagraha. The Gandhian philosophy of Satyagraha is a natural outcome of the supreme concept of truth. If truth is the ultimate reality, then it is imperative to safeguard the criteria and foundations of truth. It suggested that if the cause was true, if the struggle was against injustice, then the physical force was not necessary to fight the oppressor. Without being aggressive, a satyagrahi could win the battle through non-violence. This could be done by appealing to the conscience of the oppressor. People, including the oppressors, had to be persuaded to see the truth instead of being forced to accept truth through the use of violence. By this struggle, truth was bound to ultimately triumph. Satyagraha means the exercise of the purest soul force against all injustice, oppression, and exploitation. Suffering and trust are attributes of soul force. Satyagraha is an inherent birthright of a person. It is not merely a sacred right, but it can also be a sacred duty. If the government does not represent the will of the people, and if it begins to support dishonesty and terrorism, then it should be disobeyed. But one who wants to vindicate his rights should be prepared to bear all kinds of suffering. It is a method of securing rights by personal suffering and not inflicting injury on others. The origin of Satyagraha can be found in the Upanishads and in the teachings of Buddha, Mahavira, and a number of greats including Tolstoy and Ruskin. The International Day of Nonviolence is observed on 2nd October, the birthday of Mahatma Gandhi. He returned to India from South Africa on 9th January 1915. Satyagraha movements in India. Mahatma Gandhi believed that the dharma of non-violence could unite all Indians. In 1916, he travelled to Champaran in Bihar to inspire the peasants to struggle against the oppressive plantation system. In 1917, he organized a satyagraha to support the peasants of the Khera district of Gujarat, affected by crop failure and a plague epidemic. The peasants of Khera could not pay the revenue and were demanding that revenue collection be relaxed. In 1918, he went to Ahmedabad to organize a satyagraha movement amongst the cotton mill workers. In 1919, he decided to launch a nationwide satyagraha against the proposed Rowlatt Act 1919. Major Gandhian ideologies. Truth and nonviolence, they are the twin cardinal principles of the Gandhian thoughts. Satyagraha, about which we have already learned, and Sarvodaya. Sarvodaya is a term meaning universal uplift or progress of all. The term was first coined by Gandhiji as the title of his translation of John Ruskin's tract on political economy unto this last. Swaraj. The word Swaraj means self-rule. Gandhiji gave it the content of an integral revolution that encompasses all spheres of life. Trusteeship. Trusteeship is a socio-economic philosophy that was propounded by Gandhiji. It provides a means by which the wealthy people would be the trustees of trust that looked after the welfare of the people in general. Swadeshi. The word Swadeshi derives from Sanskrit and is a conjunction of two Sanskrit words. Swa means self or own and Desh means country. So Swadesh means one's own country. Swadeshi, the adjectival form, means of one's own country but can be loosely translated in most contexts as self-sufficiency. It is the interdependence of community and self-sufficiency. This brings us to the end of the video on Nationalism in India Part 2. Keep viewing, keep revising. The next video shall be uploaded soon.